second set.
Sabatini leads 4-3.
Steffi Graf serving. And 3-4 second set. Graf won the first set 6-3. Women's final.
Mary, you mentioned earlier that Sabatini said that to win this she has to be tough mentally. This is a situation right here after a questionable call on the baseline. Let's see if she is tough enough to stay in there. I think she is, but it'll test her.
First serve. Love 30. Fifteen 30.
Two break points for Sabatini.
That's all for Gabby.
Sabatini leads 5-3.
Look at her father. Sabatini will serve at 5-3 in the second.
Some mental toughness right there. Coming back from a questionable call to cost you your serve. To hold on and get a break.
Sounds like from that noise she's making that she's hitting every shot just as hard as she can hit it.
Well, she swings as hard as she can. Sometimes when she brushes the ball, you don't always get the same pace on the shots. Graf has made 25 unforced errors, Sabatini 21.
Graf has beaten Gabriela 12 times out of 14, but 10 times these who have gone 3 sets.
You can't do it any better than that.
Nope.
Well-disguised drop shot. Watch the disguise in the drop
30.
shot. Gabriela's behind the baseline. Here she comes. Does a good job to get it. Solo can't do much with it. And that was just driven with tremendous pace, and it's 15-30.
That point was a workout.
See Gabriela trying to get a little extra breath, take a little extra time.
Steffi thought that was wide.
30 all.
Quite a point and a terrific smash. Watch Gabriela. I don't think her feet are ever stopped moving on this overhead. Let's watch. She's really not set up too well. And I think she hit a little close to the sideline than she had planned. And then here's Steffi. That's about the extent of it. She doesn't say any more. It's 30 all. So Sabatini 2 points away from leveling this final at 1 set apiece. She can get these next 2 points. Set point for Gabriela Sabatini.
Second set, Sabatini. 6-3.
6-3. 1 to Graf, 1 to Sabatini.
Here's another look. Good volley here. Now watch Sabatini step around it. Good racket preparation. Had the entire court, and there's a reaction. Here's another look. ISO on Gabby. Watch when she hits this winner. All right. Set apiece. And here's Dead Osvaldo. 1 set all. And now look at Steffi's reaction.
That's all she can do. And it's all even. A set apiece.
Well, lost a set to Navratilova in the final of Wimbledon. I would think, Mary Carrillo, that going into the 3rd set from a physical standpoint, you would certainly favor Steffi Graf. That's been the history of this relationship.
Time.
That's exactly right. That's always been the knock against Sabatini, that she would poop out by the end of a very long match. But she claims, Gabriela, that both mentally and physically she's strong enough to win. She told us a couple of times over the last 2 weeks, I think I can win this. I know I can win this.
Thank you.
One thing I think we want to watch for, Pat, in this 3rd set is Graf has a tendency to have late preparation on her ground strokes. And because the Sabatini ball jumps at her, sometimes she can be a little bit late and make some mistakes. So that's why the topspin from Sabatini seems to give her a little extra problem. So She needs to get good racket preparation as we start the final set of the women's final of 88.
Steffi Graf serving.
Steffi Graf says that she doesn't understand these people.
15.
She's confused by her fans because when she wins 0-0, people come up to her afterwards and say, why didn't you give that player a game? And yet in Hamburg earlier this spring, she lost the first 3 games in Germany, her own country. And a guy yelled to her, I want my money back. She says, I don't know what these people want from me.
So that's a tactic I think that Steffi could use a little more often, is to take some pace off, roll the ball a bit more at a better angle, and take Sabatini out of court, and then you have some options when she makes her response.
40-15. First game.
Graf wins the first game of the 3rd set. Graf won the first set 6-3. Sabatini by the same score in the second. Graf has won the first game of the 3rd and final set. Sabatini serving. Right now, let's go to Pat O'Brien.
All right, Pat Summerall, thank you very much. We're up on top again. If you think they're excited here in the stadium, this is how it sounds back in Argentina this afternoon. Quique. This is Guillermo Salatino, Quique, who is doing updates on Radio Continental. Quique. Well, we thought he was doing updates. Let's go back to Pat for a while.
Like he lost his date.
Meantime, it's love 30.
Love 40.
Three break points now for Graf.
Looking on, it'll change balls now. Steffi will serve, leading 2-0 in the final. Aaron Krickstein observing the finals. Very dapper Elina Stasi. He's there all the time.
15 love.
Let's try Pat O'Brien again.
Well, we found Guike, and this is what it sounds like in Argentina right now.
Este game es fundamental, 15-0 y saca la alemana. Le está sacando la alemana, segundo servicio. Este momento es fundamental. Gabriela pierde 2-0 en el tercero. Ganó 6-3 Graf, ganó 6-3 Sabatini el segundo. 2-0 para la alemana. Viene el revés de Gabriela, alto, profundo. Al drive de Steffi Graf, drive de Gabriela Sabatini sobre el revés de la alemana. Slide sobre el revés de Gabriela, que le juega alto otra vez al slide de Gabriela Sabatini. La derecha cruzada sobre el drive de Steffi Graf. Siguen peloteando en el fondo de la cancha. Revés de Steffi Graf sobre el revés de Gabriela Sabatini. Le juega el slice. Ahora Gabriela va a atacar. Vamos, Gabriela, pégale y vaya a la red. No se anima. Amaga y se queda. Siguen peloteando en el fondo de la cancha. Gabriela juega una pelota con el slice. Se va a ir ese revés de Steffi Graf. 15 iguales. Se fue el revés de Steffi Graf. 2-0 gana la alemana.
Well, Pat Summerall, unlike you, Guillermo gets paid by the word. Let's go back to you.
Guillermo just, he doesn't take a breath.
There couldn't have been that much going on in that last point.
Well, Sabatini's a long name, you know.
Take that.
Starting to detect a little fatigue, I think, in Sabatini. Not quite getting to the ball as quickly and as precisely as she was earlier.
Not to take anything away from Graf.
Not at all.
Hit some good shots. Great shots.
Long. Graf thought the ball was long over the baseline. Once again, you got to talk about mental toughness. Let's see if those things have an effect on the players.
Graf hit just clipped the top of the net. Just barely cleared it. 40-30.
Game drop.
Leads 3-0 in the third. Love 15.
If Gabby doesn't stop the slide in this game, we got a grand slam on that.
Yeah, it's just changed, hadn't it? I mean, she's just starting to take over now, and all of a sudden Sabatini doesn't have any responses.
Grand Slam winners: Don Budge, 1938. Maureen Connolly, 1953. Rod Laver twice, 62 and 69. Then Margaret Court the next year. 50 years after Don Budge did it the first time, Steffi Graf is closing in.
What's so impressive about that list is the number of players who aren't on it. Roy Emerson, Billie Jean King, Chris Evert, Bjorn Borg.
Tony Trabert.
Tony Trabert.
The break point here. Pavel Slozil was Steffi Graf's coach. Works out with her every day. Traveled up 40, 45 weeks a year with her.
Deuce.
Coach Slozil says of Graf, there isn't one day in the last 19 months when I've had to say, you have to practice your 4 hours. He said, I've never met somebody who loves her sport like Steffi. That being said, a couple of months ago when Steffi was asked who last won the Grand Slam, she didn't know the name. She didn't know the answer.
She does now, I bet you.
She was 1 year old. Margaret Court won it.
Deuce.
Three aces by Sabatini.
Advantage Sabatini.
No aces by Steffi, and we would think going in that Steffi would have a more aggressive serve.
It's the best, they say.
Yeah, neither player served a double either.
Sabatini.
That makes it 3-1 in the third.
Graf leads 3-1.
Big opportunity there. 2 break points got away from Steffi.
It would be great to see Sabatini come up with a second win, but she's already been out there an hour and a half. She played yesterday, remember, against Zina Garrison. Graf had the day off. At Amelia Island earlier this year when Sabatini beat Graf, she was a point away from being down 5-3 in the third. She came up with a second win then.
Well, there was some talk about whether it helped or hurt Graf by not playing Chris, who had a default, and vice versa, whether Sabatini, having had to play a tough match against Garrison, 6-4, 7-5, would that have taken something out of her?
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't either. In either case, I think they're fit and ready.
Looking down from above the stadium from the Fuji blimp. Pretty good seat.
Oh, what a wonderful drop shot there.
So well disguised.
It's 15. A risky shot, but on the other hand, she's not worried about Gabriela coming in. But look at this. As fast as Gabby can cover court, she's not able to get to it, not even near it. So it's 40-15.
Seems like she's trying to tire Gabby by hitting those drop shots. She's done a bunch of them in this set.
Or she senses that she is tired, and it'll be effective against her.
Both hit a lot of balls in this match.
Yes, indeed. And with that pace on them, Pat, you know, you have to stop and recover very quickly. You're not just sort of lazing around the court.
Sabatini serving. This is the first point of game number 6, set number 3. Graf is leading 4-1 in the final set.
It sure looks a lot more threatening than just one break.
Doesn't
down.
it?
That's all it is, effectively.
And
if Sabatini could hold.
Remember that she got out of it last service game, or Graf would have had a 4-love lead. She was down 15-40.
4 aces.
15 all.
Good return there. Even Gabriela applauded that one. She said, I gave you my best shot on the serve, and it came back within a foot of the baseline.
This has been some workout.
A look of resignation on the face of Sabatini at the end of that point. Preparation for the smash by Steffi. It is now 15-40. 2 break points for Graf, which would give her a 5-1 lead and 2 breaks in this final set.